So tonight we're going to do a really easy spaghetti dinner that my kids love. I'm using the Emerald Instapot air fryer combo. So I'm going to start by sauteing my meat. I'm using a little over a pound of ground beef. You can use ground turkey. I've even used a plant-based substitute and it turned out really well. I'm going to go ahead and plop it in. I've noticed that I don't have to use oil when I saute it in here, and just make sure you chop it up into little bits so it's easier to brown. I've pre-chopped my mushrooms and my tomatoes. I add my mushrooms first to let them really soak in the flavor and get soft. Now that I'm going to add my tomatoes, I'm going to change the heat. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I'm going to have it saute until they soften. So I'm going to turn it to 275. Any tomatoes work. Roma tomatoes, large tomatoes, add them in, mix them up. I usually watch, it's usually a couple of minutes until they reduce down and it adds more flavor to the meat. I've also added my seasoning at this point if you want to add fresh herbs. I usually have stuff on hand in the garden, but right now I don't have anything, otherwise I would use it. Add your favorite sauce. I try to go for no sugar added. This had very little sugar, so it makes it healthier. Bring it all together. One of my favorite things is I can have this set on the keep warm cycle, so I can do it earlier, and with the keep warm it doesn't burn it, it doesn't boil it, it keeps it at a really nice temperature. So I've added the sauce, going to the keep warm. I think tonight I kept it on the keep warm for about 24 minutes while I did everything else. So you can see as it's finishing sauteing, it is bubbling. I'm going to go ahead and use the same seasoning that I used in the meat for the boiling water. It just gives your pasta better flavor. This is the pasta I'm trying tonight. It's in the little spools. I'm going to let them simmer back on boil until they are al dente. While I was doing that, I cleaned out the pot. If you don't have these little handy dandy silicone mitts, you can get them on Amazon. I highly recommend them. It makes it very easy to pull the pot out so you can clean it without burning yourself. I went ahead and put the pasta in a side, or the sauce in a side dish, wiped it out really quick. Now it's ready for the garlic bread that my kids love. So I went ahead and put them in. I put the air fryer lid on, and I'm going to go ahead and set it at 370 for about 7 minutes. You can do a little less if you don't want it quite as crispy. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and set up the plates. I also did steamed vegetables on the side to add more veggies. The pasta turned out great. So here we go. Here's the basic, the pasta and the beautiful sauce. The sauce keeps really well in the refrigerator for over a week. My bread is done. Beautiful, golden, crispy. And there's my side vegetables to make it a healthier meal. Now for myself, I actually used zoodles for the kids.